Hey guys, welcome to Goku of Light live stream. And basically today we'll be talking about Yu Hakusho. Normally, if you come to my live streams, you know I normally do One Piece, and apparently that's been it. So I'm about to branch out and do a couple classics this week. Basically counting down until Thursday. Every day I'm gonna do a different classic. I like to live stream every day, but I don't want to have to do One Piece every day. So we're gonna do Yu Hakusho today. Today I have one of my good friends, Mac. He pretty much just finished the series recently, so I thought it would be a pretty good idea to have somebody that just recently finished it and somebody that watched it a long time ago. And I watch it actively. I almost watch the show every day. So the fact that this is one of my commonly watched shows, it would be a good thing to do. Mac's been real busy lately, so it's real good to have him back around.
Hey,
Yeah, so we'll start with Mac and we'll let him basically introduce himself if you don't know who he is, and on top of that, he can tell you what he thinks of the first initial episode.
hey everybody, that's Mac here, and I just do reviews. I'm just an anime reviewer, and I'm glad to be on Goku Light's channel. And just to say that Yu Hakusho, man, the experience of Yu Hakusho was amazing. Like from start to finish, I was never. I was like the last episode almost had me with the waterworks. So I was really loving the experience, and like it's such a great experience to be honest. Like Sensui arc, Toguro arc, Dark Tournament was fight after fight, and then Sensui with the whole psychological difference. Oh, amazing!
Oh
That's pretty
yeah.
much it.
You were from 1 to 100, right? Right. You said thought on the first episode, so I thought on the last episode. Okay, so going in the very first episode, um, rewind a little bit back. For me, the initial experience, what made it so great was that Yusuke died. Like it was unexpected because it's like most of the animes when you start, you right away you're either introduced to a really invincible character that's going to basically work his first way through the 100 episodes with ease, or B, we're given this wimp of a character that's basically scared of everything and all this other stuff. He was neither of those because one, he's pretty much a G. He's not scared of nothing. Everybody's scared of him. He's almost a bully to a degree, but not really. He just does what he wants. And then on top of him pretty much asserting himself every way he wants, he has a good heart. He helps this kid and stuff like that, and he basically sacrifices himself. And to the degree where like even the Grim Reaper wasn't ready, nobody was ready. Everybody was just like, "Are you serious? Like you did that?" And like it just mind fucked everybody. And it was amazing to see that off the very first episode. Like a lot of animes that I initially watch, they don't really get me the first episode. I can only name a very few that I see the first episode, and I really think like, wow. Like another one thrown out there is JoJo. I just recently started that one, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and the first episode was like, damn. Shows like that get you in the first episode. Those are classics in my opinion. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the bigger shonens like are great too, but they take so long to really get hooked into them because the development or the character just really is And so like a character like Yusuke, for me personally, he's my favorite main character that you get. I think the protagonist is what you would call him. He's my favorite one of those. He pretty much just essentially asserts himself really well, and he's not like a wimp. He's smart. He knows his shit, and he pretty much gives everybody else shit for basically being lame, in my opinion.
Like
Um,
most secondary characters are like kind of characters like he acts more like he like most generic main characters are like stupid and like how it is like the cliche, but he's
yeah,
just like different. He changes the whole main character game. Like he doesn't act like a role model. He does whatever he wants. He pretty much bullies Kuwabara in the beginning. Kuwabara keeps
yeah,
coming back for more, and like it's just that different. Like that's different style you got with the Yu Hakusho. Like just it felt refreshing when I was first
yeah.
watching it. So
Oh
I
yeah, for
definitely
sure.
definitely loved it. And like just the like the characters, like you could see he and Kurama from the beginning, and you're like, damn, like these guys are gonna become great friends in the end of the episode, end of the series, like because these guys are enemies. Like Kurama, but he was like straight up like a villain, yo.
Oh yeah.
And like I heard that originally they were not gonna bring back Hiei.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Originally, Hiei was just supposed to be like kind of like the couple episode, that little arc, his little mini arc where he was the demon. That was going to be his only little appearance. But after everything that happened with Kurama, they wanted to bring him back. Yeah. So going a little bit into that, which is pretty cool. So the thing that I really loved about the aspect of the characters is that between the four of them, they're really balanced. We don't have like a main character that's like a Superman or a Goku basically carrying everybody. They're balanced really well. All four characters are pretty likable. And at any point, if we had to pick one that probably was like, amongst most people not their favorite, it would be Kuwabara. But even then, I still like Kuwabara. For me personally, I really like him. I like
same, like I
Hiei.
was
What?
I felt like Kuwabara should have been in the last arc. which is really
Yeah.
good. I didn't really like. I feel like he
Oh
should have been the
yeah.
last arc
Oh yeah, definitely. That was one
because
thing that was
he
kind
was
of
like,
off. Like he's kind of like taken out. Like he got
yeah, it
three
felt
arcs in,
different.
and then on the fourth, it was just
Yeah,
like,
like
"You're not a demon, bro.
what?
You're not a demon, bro."
Yeah,
Like they were just like, you know, you were good enough to help
you
us save
can't
the
sit with
world and all
us.
this other shit, but you ain't.
You
You
can't
don't
sit with us
fucking.
here.
You don't sit here. We don't. We ain't smelling humans all day. Like you gotta go. Like
Yeah, that was the only like that's the only like and the last arc felt kind of rushed. Like
yeah.
I was hyped up with the Kings, the way they set it up. They set up nicely too, like because
All right.
after the
So
Sensui arc when they
let me tell you that. Do you know why it was rushed like that?
I heard
By
like
any
the
chance?
editors were rushing him. Was it the editors? I'm not too sure. But I heard the
So
editors maybe or something.
so originally the the guy that writes it, I forget his name. The guy that writes Hunter X Hunter as
Togashi?
well. Higashi.
Yeah, Togashi. Yeah.
So originally he wanted at the very end of the last episodes, what was going to happen is Yusuke was going to realize that it was a dream. He was going to realize it was
Oh
a
my
dream. No,
gosh.
hold on. Correction. It wasn't. It's not that it was a dream. It was that he was part of
Mm.
a TV program. That's what it was. He was a part of a TV program, and that he was an actor. And then really like that
This
Yusuke was gonna be like a sissy, and Kuwabara was actually gonna be like the really cool one, and then like it was just gonna be way different. Like nobody was gonna be like how they were in the movie, and like hiei was just gonna be like this emo kid, and it was just like way different, and that's how it was.
so
That's how the last episode
all
was
the
gonna go
events.
down. Yeah, everything, nothing was gonna count. It was all supposed to be part of like the detective like TV program that he was on. He was like supposed to be an actor,
Oh no.
and then the main editor hated that idea. He was like, no, 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 no. And so him and
That,
they had a disagreement over that. So that the way that they basically like agreed was just to wrap it up. He was just like, we're just gonna wrap it up as soon as possible. And so they
yeah,
just
that
settled
would have
with
felt like a
they
that would
settled
have felt
with
like a slap to
that
the
because
face.
they didn't want Yusuke to be like the strongest character in the show at the end, since he was supposed to like wake up anyways. So the balance was just like somebody else became the strongest, or it was somebody else was meant to be the Demon King or whatever, and then it just kind of went off
Yeah.
there. But yeah, so that's what that was a bit. That was one of those things right there, originally.
Yeah, because I feel like that arc had so much potential. Like, I feel like it was just like because it was half the Sensui arc
Yeah,
and Dark Tournament arc was like 30 episodes, right? And this was like 15 episodes, so I could already tell. No Kuwabara and just like a lot of things that felt iffy about it, but it was still like the premises was amazing. Like the Kings, like just, the premises were pretty good.
no, yeah, for sure. Like,
Macro.
like
Hiei versus yo.
for me,
Macro.
like of the whole series, my favorite moment is Yusuke versus Sensui. It's so fucking epic for multiple reasons,
Oh
and
my
for
gosh.
me, like it was the parallel of the characters of how perfect Sensui was supposed to be, but he snapped. And then on
Oh
top
my
of him
gosh. Seven
snapping, there were so many
personalities.
different things. Yeah, and then another thing that a lot of people don't know is that like Sensui was actually in the story meant to be like a bisexual or even considerably a homosexual character. That's another
Oh
notable thing too. And like,
well, they did imply that with the end with
well,
his
that's why.
assistant.
Yeah, that's why his name's I forget his name, but the guy that was his second in command takes him away. Talks about
Yeah.
how like that's like they're gonna be lovers for eternity kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, like I feel like since
so
he was not about that life, and
yeah, but I don't think he had an option right there. So
yeah, he was dead. But
like
yeah, like
he was probably like, I'll support you to the final battle, the final battle. But if you lose, you become number two.
yeah, I was like, and the funny thing was like when Yusuke died though, when all was such an epic scene, like with Hiei using the Dragon of Darkness plays on
Yusuke
sets.
dying was like more epic than any of like the times that Goku died in Dragon Ball Z. To be
Oh,
honest,
definitely, definitely.
like
Yeah, or maybe the Cell one was pretty epic. That one is
was
pretty
the
when
Cell
he
one was
just
epic because he sacrificed
yeah
himself. But the
yeah
way
yeah
that Yusuke was just like outclassed,
yeah.
like
Oh my
you don't see
gosh.
that because especially because Yusuke was like he built up through two story arcs, so you didn't think he would fall down so
Dude,
much like progression wise.
I
Like
was
he went through
surprised.
so much character development after those two first arcs. It was like okay, he's pretty much like the Super Saiyan now. He's a beast. After he beat
Yeah,
Tagoro, that's what you expect.
yeah, because
And
the girl
then
was a monster.
yeah, and then you find out Tagoro is like a B ranked demon. He's not even that
Yeah,
strong. And then on top of being a B ranked demon, he fucking pretty much what like was just like child's play to a degree. When you put an aspect of how strong all these other demons are in like the demon world and stuff like that, like Tagoro would have stood no chance down there. Like I don't
oh
even
yeah,
know why when they fought like the demon world tournament that like there wasn't stronger demons in it. Like that was
yeah.
one
Like
thing to me that was
they
like a
they
plot hole that didn't make sense. Was like
they included
so
Jin and guys like that, Jin.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
those were at best like C's, like if you really put it in aspect. If Seguro full strength
But
is a B,
they trained with Genkai, so that's where their power got higher. But like, I still didn't. It looked kind of weird
yeah,
them in the
but
tournament.
essentially like there should have been a demon, like other demons from Demon World, because you've seen all the fodder characters fighting in the entry exam. There's an entry part where they have to get
Oh
into
yeah.
the tournament, and so like
Mhm.
at that point there should have been some like OP strong demons. Like that was
Oh
to
yeah,
me
yeah.
it kind of didn't
They
make sense
skipped
because
the
they were
skipped a lot
fighting
of
in the
fights.
Demon World, but I mean I'm sure there's like some reason they can make sense of it, but that like
They they,
logically
they,
that's a
they
plot hole
skipped the
there.
kings. They skipped the new Demon King's fight even. They didn't even show that fight against Nakantaro. So
Yeah,
I was like, whoa, they skipped a lot of stuff because they were friends with what's his name?
yeah, they were friends with
Yusuke's father,
oh yeah,
Ryzen.
yeah, Ryzen,
Ryzen. Yeah, they're
dude,
friends with Ryzen. So I was like, oh my gosh, damn.
Mazuku.
I was like, yeah, but like another great moment in Yu Hakusho was Yusuke versus Hiei the second time,
Mhm.
where it's like Hiei just pretty much destroys that guy who's like the guy who can make he's like a marksman. He touches anything, it will aim and target you, and pretty much destroys him. And then Yusuke and
Oh yeah,
Hiei have a fight, and Hiei's just telling him, "Yo, you can't be forced to bring your true power. You gotta be out right off the bat. You gotta be as strong as you are. You know, like because against Toguro, he needed Kowabara dying, which was such a great moment. Kowabara was dead. I was like, what? It looks so realistic. I was like,
oh yeah,
how are they
that
gonna do
was
this to me?
yeah, that was one of
Trolling me.
the most hype moments, like because that wasn't like when Krillin died. When Krillin died, it was like okay,
Yeah.
but like when
Dragon
Kuwabara
Balls?
died, it was like
No Dragon Balls.
yo, because
He's
they used to come
gone.
on. This was the thing, they used to come on air at the same time. So like if you grew up in like that time era, you would see that happen like around the same time.
Oh,
Like
damn.
The
It's Krillin
Toguro
and
fight,
Kovar.
yeah, the Toguro fight happened around the
Is the
time of the
Mammoth?
Frieza saga.
Oh, okay. That's what. Yeah,
It
but like,
synced up like around that time, so that's why people like that seen both of them could like see like refer those moments.
oh, okay. Because I'm just watching this right now. Like, I know the Krillin
Yeah,
moment. I watched Dragon Ball Z a long time ago. Like, that was some next level. Praise his best friend Krillin dying. So, but to be honest, like, just he, I don't know. Like, you want to talk about the Hiei and Kurama argument?
yeah. So you, you go ahead, start off how
Okay,
you
let
want.
me just say this right now. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Kurama showed me like I feel like Kurama he's a strategist. Like he's a strategist. He doesn't need we've seen him win fights without being Yoko Kurama. Like he defeated what's his new name? Togoro's one of those dudes.
Oh,
Uh
I know who you're talking about. I don't, oh man, you're talking about the guy that makes everybody explode, right?
yeah. Oh, what's his name again? Yeah.
I'll remember right now. Once.
Yeah, but definitely he defeated. Let me just carry on what I was saying. He defeated him
Yeah,
without even like he just uses his base power. It's like damn, like he didn't even, he was dominating Yokohama, but he to win in Kurama's base form, which is incredible. But I gotta pick
it's
Hiei.
Karasu.
Karasu was like he was pretty OP and he was dodging even Yokohama's moves, but like to see Kurama beat him in his base form without even using like he was done. Karma was done, and he still lost the match because of the technicality, which the was straight BS. But still,
Yeah,
like
that was one of those. So that was one of those savage moments.
yeah, I was like,
Now,
whoa, like that's when I was like, yes,
so here's the base. Here's the base senses of it. I would say like with these close of fights, and this is a similar thing in my mindset with like a lot of the Sanji and Zoro things, and just similar characters across animes like this.
Mhm.
It would come down to like going at it like 10 fights. Like if you had 10, they'd have to fight like 10 times, and
Oh yeah,
out of like 10 times, it would just be a matter of who you think could win 6 out of 4 kind of thing. And like
yeah, definitely.
the reason now, so this is what I would say. Like, more predominantly for sure. Like out of those 4 fights, EA could dominate Kurama because
Mhm.
of the Black Dragon and everything else. But
Mhm.
the Black Dragon itself is shown to have like an exhaustion point. So I don't believe across 10 fights he could win all of them. And I think that the fact that Kurama himself is smarter and is based off of the fact that he is using his human form. So that's a big
Mhm.
consensus too. Like if we're talking human form or Yoko Kurama. So if we're talking Yoko Kurama is stronger than Hiei regardless because he even when he was sealed prior to being sealed, he was
Mhm.
already considered an A level apparition.
That's the thing. That's the thing that bothers me because at the end of the Sensory fight, you could see that they they said these guys were all A-level fighters, but you could tell that like Yokohama should have been the most had the putting in the most work out of all three of them. Like Kuwabara, you could expect him to be the last, but you could tell that he was the one like the most putting. You
Well,
could tell
yeah,
by just the fights.
at that point, it's a matter of the fact that Hiei has the burst. The Black Dragon itself was
Mm-hmm.
something feared across like the demon world. It wasn't a matter of like levels. So the fact that he has that inside of him, he's gonna have that OP burst level. Like just he can
So, but
come in with
after
some
you
burst
use
based
that,
strength.
just hands, them throwing hands, he was going like in, like Yokohama was like,
Yeah.
you could tell Yokohama was filling back, and I was like, Yokohama should be stronger than he. He's
Well,
the most, he's a legendary
either
demon.
way, he wasn't at full strength. He was. So this is the thing
Because
when
no, since we said that these
Kurama
guys got a
goes.
major power up, they got like,
Well, yeah, when Kurama goes to the demon world though,
mhm.
he can at that moment he was able to pull back his demon traits. Like those were just the aspect. Those were cosmetic though. Those weren't all his powers. Like he even says when he's there, he's like the atmosphere is changing my cosmetic appearance, you know, and then that's why he's able
So
to do
have
like
we ever
he
have we
does
ever
like the
seen him
butterfly wings and stuff like that. No, we never seen Kurama
Kurama
at
go
full
all
strength. No, because the only time
out?
Kurama is actually at Yoko Kurama himself is
Mhm.
at full strength is prior when he's the legendary thief, and then he gets injured because of the guy that he actually ends up working for. Like at the end, that fourth arc, the guy that goes blind.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I forget his
Like
name,
one of the
Yami,
kings, yeah,
something like
one of
that.
the three
Yeah,
kings.
I
Yeah.
think his name is Yami. I want to say. Um,
Mhm.
and basically when he starts working for that guy basically caused a lot of problems in the past. He was the reason why Kurama got hurt and a lot of different things happened. And Kurama tried to basically set him up. That's why he got blind and all that other shit. So more or less, Kurama got injured a lot of times when he shouldn't have, and basically had to retreat to the human world. We never got to see what he was capable of because when he became into Kurama, what's I don't know what's his full name, Soichi or something like that. When he became the human form of Kurama, his
Mhm.
power slowly leaked out. So because they molded, it wasn't a possessing. It was they became one. So
And
when they became
like,
one, he lost power and regardless, like he lost a lot of strength. Like that strength is gone forever.
so what we have seen like at right now prime time, Kurama Hiei going at it, that pretty much says that Hiei is stronger than Kurama. We're not talking about past. Like, of course,
Oh yeah,
past was legendary demon.
so
He.
if we're going off of base strength, the
Mhm.
just base strength, I'm gonna say that he is stronger, especially if it's coming as the demon in play.
Mhm.
But I don't think that necessarily that means that he wins like more than 4 fights. The reason I say that Kurama is more likely to win 6 or it's a 5-5 split
Mhm.
because Kurama's a lot smarter. And then, given the fact early in the series, Hiei specifically recruited Kurama because he knew about his past and he knew Kurama was the only person likely to be able to defeat him because of his ability to outsmart him.
But that's that time. I feel like at the end it was these guys had immense training with. He
I
was
feel like
training with Makataro.
they kept progressing equally though. I don't feel like anybody
Yeah,
like I don't feel like
I
Hiei
couldn't
jumped
really tell.
higher or anything like that.
Yeah, usually you can tell like other characters like that are battling rivalry. You can tell who's has the edge. This one you feel like either one could take it, to be honest. And it like just shows the fact like even like Yusuke, Yusuke had a spirit gun and he was funny and work out like he was a leader, but still like Yusuke could have got G checked by Kurama. He could have got G checked by Hiei. Like those
Yeah,
three were like
like anything
on
could have
there, but
happened.
Yusuke, of
That's
course,
that was a real big three.
yeah, that's definitely like LeBron should be trying to go join that team.
Nah, don't be hating. Don't be hating. You don't even know. D
My
Wade's
bad, my
about to go to
bad.
the Cavaliers.
Dude, oh my gosh, that guy, 2 out of 6 finals. I don't know,
You know
man. He
that?
calls himself the best player in the world. Still, man, like, come on, LeBron has to.
Dwayne Wade is going to the Cavaliers.
I don't know, like, Kevin Love's leaving. Kevin Love didn't do
Yeah, I
anything
know.
actually this year, but
He's leaving because that's all part of what's happening though. Like, he's leaving and Dwayne Wade's coming in because then during the finals he was the broadcaster and he was talking about all that. one of my friends was telling me about it when he was over here earlier. He was showing me all
Yeah,
this like
Dwayne Wade.
he has like a news article and stuff, and like Dwayne Wade just opted out of his contract with the Miami Heat, so he's a free agent now. So where do you think he's gonna go?
If he goes to Cleveland, I'll just call him a follower.
Why wouldn't he? They're boys. Like they already have a history.
All these guys hopping on teams that they're boys. Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas are good friends. Who else are good friends? Like these guys, though, back in the days, they didn't do this kind of stuff.
He's not back
Larry
in the
Bird,
day. They didn't do this kind of stuff.
yeah, like this is some blasphemous kind of things. You know, like I allowed it with Miami, but then Cleveland, I was like, okay, this is his home. I allow this too.
All right, so
But now he's bringing Dwayne Wade here.
let me ask you this: out of the villains, who's your favorite villain in Yu Hakusho? Because there are a lot of good ones.
Oh, my favorite villain has to be. To be honest, I kind of like I favorite Toguro more than Sensui just because of the build up.
No, yeah,
Because
for sure.
they built him up like from the Yukino arc, just from that arc, he's like letting him win, and then just showing like 20% of the power, and you can see like they're showing him 30%, and like the build up each fight, building up. You see Toguro fighting it and watching it, and then just that whole like that moment, like just Kobar dying and they're breaking out Yusuke's potential, and like even at the end, like Yusuke had to bring all out his spirit gun just to be able to defeat Toguro. And with Sensui,
So
I felt like
so for sure he's like your Frieza of that. You know, he's the Frieza.
yeah, definitely he's the Frieza. But Sensui, I'm not gonna lie, Sensui's still a badass villain. He's one of my favorites because psychological. This guy had 7 personalities. You can't take away from that. Like that's incredible. And Yusuke still feels like he did not win that fight. Like he feels like someone took that fight away from him, which is crazy. So I don't know. How do you feel about that Ryzen taking over Yusuke's body?
How so, you know what's so funny is right when you were saying that somebody's like that guy that came from the stream earlier is like asking about One Piece. So hold on. so you know Slick Watson. I was gonna tell you I don't know what moment you're talking about exactly. So you have to be more specific, but just comment on the video that you're talking about, and then I'll comment back to you on that. I'm gonna talk about Yu Hakusho right now. So, yeah. So essentially, when he took over his body, I thought that was like a fucking epic moment because, like, for one, just seeing him with the long hair in general, like he was just like this demon now. That was insane. And then the ancestor aspect, the way that they played that was really dope because like
great setup.
I felt like no other show really plays the ancestor thing really well. It's either like they're this dead spirit or this ghost or this other thing like that, but he was still alive. That was pretty cool to see him there, and then like the whole aspect of how he was starving, and it made sense like as far as the connection to humanity and stuff like that, and like how they explained it. Like it wasn't like some like Inuyasha weirdness where he was just fell in love with a girl just because, and like all this other stuff. Like that one made way more sense.
Everything was connected, and I'm not gonna lie, to be honest, I really wanted a war, like a war to break out between the 3 kings, and after Yusuke took over the kings, like I wanted a war to break out. But after the tournament, I was like, I was iffy about the tournament. But then now, I'm like, you know me, Dark Tournament was pretty hyped, so I'm like, maybe this will be incredible. And it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, the first couple fights were good, but then they just skipped over like the second half of the tournament and just let it go. So I was like, oh, okay, it's over.
Right, like that.
Skip out Yami.
That was one thing, you know. It was because we with the second arc, we got all the fights. The third arc, we got all the fights, and then the fourth one, you could tell it was just like, all right, like this is over.
It was more about like psychological.
It was more story
Yami
driven.
versus Sun, yeah, because Yami versus his son, like that was just to teach him a lesson. I thought his son was gonna be more like take a bigger part in this. Like his son, I thought he was building up his son to defeat him or something, like in the tournament and surprise everybody, and then his son faces Yusuke at the end or something. Kind of like I don't know, Kid Buu kind of thing or something like that.
For me, it was like one of those things where it's 112 episodes of you know really good show, and that's why it's pretty much my favorite show. But just the finale wasn't as epic as it could have been. Like
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like it was a good final arc, but like it could have been so much more. Like it could have been greatness right there. Like this is a good final arc, but like it had so much potential. Like I was hyped. You don't know the hype I was feeling going into this arc. So like I was enjoying it. Definitely.
Feel you.
Now we just gotta wait for him to make the finished Hunter x Hunter. Which is
that's like that's the thing. So the show, you know, the writer himself is like amazing, and like Hunter x Hunter itself is like a standoff. Like out of like the shows that are out right now, it's different from the rest. Like it's different. Like it's original. Like like Gon isn't another Goku. You know, Gon is his own character. Like it's completely his own thing, and he's not another Yusuke. He's not another nothing. And
how the arcs play out too is just like
Mm.
Everything's different about like. That's why I like this writer. He's pretty good, but like he's gonna play Dragon Quest all day, and his back pains.
Right. In his back pain. So
Yeah, definitely. Like, what you saying? What were you saying?
I don't know. Just good.
No, I'm just saying. Just to bring up like some moment like Keiko and Yusuke. That was actually a really good moment. I'm not really into that kind of stuff in anime, but like they're how they ended that off, that was a pretty good moment. I'm not gonna lie. That was like the last
Okay.
episode was pretty
Keiko,
good.
Keiko herself
It
is
was
pretty
annoying.
dope as a character. No, no, I like Keiko. Keiko's
No,
pretty dope.
Keiko was annoying in the dark tournament. She was annoying me. She was
I know
annoying in the dark tournament.
I like when she spouts off all her nonsense. For me, the only thing that was lacking with Keiko is like there was just like
Kuwabara's sister. Kuwabara's
I was
sister
gonna say
was like, okay, I could.
there was so many cooler female characters. Like
Oh
it
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
that
yeah.
Keiko was bad. It's just
Yeah,
that like her sister was really cool. She was like always making side cracks, and then Botan is amazing.
yeah,
Botan's the
true.
best girl in the series. And
Bhutan is
then
hilarious. Yeah, Bhutan's
Botan's
my favorite.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then there's just always like the side ones like Genkai is dope. Like there's just there's
Oh,
other relevant
Genkai. Oh,
characters.
Genkai passes all of them. Yeah, Genkai was like,
Genkai when she like goes into her prime and stuff, she just like has the pink hair and stuff. She's sick as fuck.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. But like, yeah, then you're right. There's a lot of female characters that just had it like their personality was more appealing than Keiko's. But
Yeah, it's more
Keiko's alright.
developed.
Keiko's chill.
Yeah. All she ever was just like Yusuke's crush and throughout the whole series. But like
Yeah.
it was cool though. The thing that made it cool was like her reaction to Yusuke's jokes. That's what made it good. Is like the
Yeah,
interaction
definitely.
between the two.
Yeah.
Like how Yusuke would like try to grab her butt or something like that, and then she would slap him. Like all that stuff was like really
And
good.
Yusuke is like, and like Yusuke is, they're like total opposites. She's like A+ student. Everything
Mm-hmm.
from president of the school and all that stuff. And Yusuke is just a badass and look like doesn't give a crap. Just social like he's just like the kind of guy that you wouldn't think they were to be together. And people always say, why are you always hanging out with Yusuke and stuff like that, and she just didn't care, which is pretty cool about that. She didn't really care what people think.
Yeah, she had her own like perspective and individuality. Like she was awesome with it, and like
Mm-hmm.
so going into like the aspects of it. So what I thought was pretty cool is the character development that we seen between Kuwabara and B Hiei. The reason character development wise they get a good amount because
Mm-hmm.
with Kuwabara, even though he is not in the fourth arc, we see
Yeah.
his morale or his character. Like he always, no matter what, even when he's scared, he always stands up for what he believes in. Like he always cares for his friends, kind of thing. Even on the very first episode, when like
Mm-hmm.
Yusuke dies and stuff like that, he goes to his funeral and everything. And like even though everybody else thinks he's kind of disrespectful, I thought it was pretty cool. And like he was like emotional
Yeah.
and he was like crying out for
That was
Yusuke and stuff
that
like
was
that.
epic, yo.
Yeah, and just from the very first episode, it sets a tone of like it's not the same thing as like Vegeta and Goku. It's not the same relation. Like it's more of like this is my boy, and like I like that. Like it was completely different because you get different relations with different shows,
Mm-hmm.
and this one for me was the most similar I could see. This one would be maybe even Zoro and Luffy, but at the same time, this one's a bit different because Kubara never had an
I
individual
think
goal.
Usopp and Luffy. I think that's what it's more like.
Yeah, more
Like
like
you can
that.
even tell Usopp is
Well,
shown
the
to be
thing is
like the
though, is Usopp's
fourth
not
guy.
isn't as strong. Like Kuwabara is not that much weaker than Yusuke, and that's what made it like really good was that like even though he was a little bit weaker, he was obviously his Vegeta is number two. He never like gave up on it. And it wasn't like a negative like thing. He was always just like I'll do my part kind of thing. And then like
What do you mean, like his Vegeta? I felt like no, I felt like Kuwabara was more like his Krillin, like his best friend, since he knew him the longest out of all of them. So I felt like he was his best friend.
well, the reason I
And
say he's his Vegeta is because okay, so like going into original like what would be called their original development, like to me, original development happens prior to outside characters interacting. So that means that this is their world prior to anybody interacting. Okay, case in sense, like Dragon Ball before Raditz shows up, like the world that they had right there before that starts up, like from the original Dragon Ball series, that's the original like scenario. So it's
yeah.
like if you want to say Krillin or all these other characters, that applies. Okay, so now the difference is once Reddit shows up, then you start getting all these other characters like Vegeta and all these other people that come in. Okay, now with going in with with Yu Hakusho, what's different is that like the character, like Vegeta comes into Dragon Ball Z like later on in the series.
Hmm.
Vegeta's basically in Yu Hakusho from the beginning. Well, Kuwabara's in it from the beginning, you know. So you have the rival that's there from the very beginning. Like from the very beginning of the show, before anybody ever else interacts, they fight every day. Like that's their routine. Like Yusuke beats
Hmm.
on Kuwabara every day. So they already
Hmm.
have that rivalry. He's already his number two. Like that's already established. That never happens with Krillin. Like in Dragon Ball, from the very beginning, like of episode like I want to say like 14 or 15. No. Like, he meets Krillin on episode like 19 of Dragon Ball or 18, one of those two. Because I watched the other day.
Hmm.
Um, when he meets him, Krillin right away is like intimidated by Goku. He knows that he's like stronger and stuff like that. Like, cause like there's an he tries to pull his, like a little scheme on him. Like, Master Roshi like gets this rock and he like writes a symbol on it. And he's like the only person that finds this gets to eat. And he throws it and he like hella far away into this jungle. And Goku finds it. Krillin tries to steal it, and Goku basically beats his ass. Like, nah, fool. Like, I'm hungry. And at that point, it sets the tempo from the very beginning of like episode 19 that like Goku is way stronger because Krillin was scared out of his ass when he got his ass beat right there. And so like that, like it's a little bit different right there because in Yu Hakusho, Kuwabara always challenges Yusuke. Like he always tells him like, I'll be the spirit detective if you're not. Like I don't care. They'll give me your job. Like da 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 da. Like he's always trying to challenge him. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
there's always
definitely.
that assertion. The same way that Vegeta always tells Goku like I'm gonna be the strongest. I'm gonna be this. That same assertion of like they keep them
Kind
on
of,
their
yeah. I see what
toes.
you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, but like,
You know?
the only thing I would say to even just to go against that would be like Kuwabara just like Vegeta and Goku are pretty like tight, even like close. Like it's like I think like Kuwabara like every single time like Yusuke would just knock him down. I feel like Kuwabara was not that close in like fighting wise. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I get you.
Yeah. But I see what you're saying. Like it does make sense because and the difference between Usopp and Krillin is that Kuwabara actually fights back, keeps on standing up and fighting back. These guys just they faced it like, yo, we can't we can't beat these guys.
Well, and see the thing that was cool is like for example,
Mhm.
big thing. There's no point that I'm gonna sit here and say like I can think of in my head
Mhm.
where Krillin saved Goku's life. The only thing he ever did was like he was gonna try to kill Vegeta when Vegeta was on the floor.
Mhm.
Um, but he didn't. And that's kind of what another thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be doing a lot of what ifs, like different things, like in anime. Like if they went the other way, I'm gonna be making some videos like that for also theory videos for other shows.
Cool, cool,
So
cool.
but like so I might do a couple for like for example like Yu Hakusho, like
Mhm.
another theory video I might do be like, what if Yusuke died? What if he didn't get back up? What if that was it? That was it. The demon world opened. They came to the world, and all havoc wrecked. So
Yeah.
do
I see what you're saying.
Kuwabara and Kurama and hiei do damage control? Do they disappear and like hide in
Kind
the
of like
city and everything starts apocalypsing? You know what I mean? And they're all humanity has left, and now Kuwabara is the new spirit detective. Like imagine that.
kind of like what if it's like kind of like Trunks. You remember Trunks' story?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
exactly. Like what if it starts
that
turning like that?
that'd be epic. I would definitely watch videos like that. Like if you made them.
So that yeah, that's definitely something I'm gonna be looking into. But so
Hmm.
with the Yu Yu Hakusho thing, one thing I was gonna bring up was so there's no point that like Krillin makes that like game altering moment for Goku. Um,
Hmm.
in the very first big battle that or Yusuke faces as Spirit Detective when he goes to fight the Saint Beast, the four Saint Beast.
Hmm.
At the end of that battle, Yusuke initially is gonna die. And he's not going to be saved because he's not strong enough to have the power level to bring out the Mazuku blood at this point. Because they explain later on in the Sensui arc that the only reason that happens is because he beat Toguro. That's when he gained that power. That's
Hmm.
why, like the first time he died in the very first episode example, he didn't turn into the demon either. So
Hmm.
when he at the very end of the same thing arc, if he would have died right there, he would have died. Okay, that would have been it. And Kuwabara gives some of his power. He gives some of his life force to Yusuke to save him.
Hmm.
If you remember what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. He puts his hand on his chest and he gives him part of his life force. So that's game changing right there. Like if
Cause
Kubar is not around, it doesn't like Yusuke doesn't accomplish all the things that he does.
yeah,
Like
Kubar
there's
was more.
yeah
Kubar was there
another
for.
things like in the Toguro arc when they're
Mhm.
fighting the ninjas or whatever, he beats the rock guy. He gets up with his ass beat already, and he still beats the rock guy. He has that
That
extra.
was that was. I'm not gonna lie. When Kubar beat that guy, that was surprising because like they hyped that guy up so much. Because
Yeah,
the fight was the fight before was like was it Jin. No, it was Jin, right? It was Jin
Yeah, it was
versus
Jin and
Yusuke, right?
Yusuke. Yes, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and I'm
The
like,
fight was hype. Like it was like, okay, this fool's gonna be sick. And
yeah. So I'm like,
then they
Kobar
pulled some
fighting the
sideways shit on
strongest guy.
Yusuke.
Yeah, and then like I thought it would be Yusuke versus the Rock guy because they said the Rock guy was the strongest
Yeah.
guy. Like, he's the leader, you know. And then Kobar fought him and beat him. I was like, oh, okay, so Kobar is the real deal then. Kobar was actually bringing him straight by with his. Actually, he didn't have the Dimension Sword then back then, but yeah, the Dimension. Yo,
No.
that moment was epic, yo. When he seen his friends, his three buddies, because you know he has those three guys like
Yeah. His
his
posse, his
clique.
little group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so when you see them all stuck in the water and trapped, and like the way and then he got trapped into the water, and then he broke out of with the Dimension Sword. I was like, yo, this is a new. I'm like, I thought it was gonna be over. I'm like, even Yusuke is gonna be rivaling this guy. I'm like, yo,
Oh yeah.
you
And
better took him time to
and
to.
what was for me what was awesome too is like during the Sensui arc,
Mhm,
that was the one arc that was like keenly different because so like with the fourth arc, the third arc, and or not the third arc, the second arc, and even a bit of the first arc, we have a
mhm,
similar thing where it's like almost like a tournament scene, or it's like you're fighting over
mhm,
and over, like because
mhm,
like in the first arc, the thing with the Saint Beast, they're just basically going up a tower, they're fighting person to person, taking turns.
mhm,
In the second arc, it's everything with the Goro the Dark World tournament, and the fourth arc is the Demon World tournament, all that stuff. But the
mhm,
third arc is different because we know that somebody's doing something. Like it's the first time that we actually have a villain that's like fucking with people. Like everybody's like, what the fuck's going on? Like demons are starting to get in there. Uh, what's his name? Koenma is like actually like nervous. He's scared. Like oh shit, like this is fucking all bad. And then we find out that it is more of something they did wrong too. Like it's not the same where it's like the typical thing where it's like oh he did this or he did that. It was Koenma's fault. He exposed this
yeah,
kid that wasn't ready for it, and he got all this shit, this knowledge he wasn't seeing, and he flipped. Like that was all
Chapter
Koenma's
Black.
fault. Yeah, exactly. Chapter Black.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
through Chapter Black and through Koenma putting him on a case he shouldn't have been on, he basically turned this guy into a beast. And to me, the thing that was like, it was really hacked. This was the most hacked thing about this show because most thing in the show is really explained
Mhm.
was the sacred aura. All of a sudden, he just had this aura that
Oh,
we didn't know nothing about through the
out
whole
of
course of the
nowhere.
show. All of a sudden he's just like, I can do something that your master could never do, and it's like and on top of that, he did it in like 7 years because he has 6 personalities. Like what? Wait, what? Like rewind for a second.
Oh,
So
just speeches of like
because you're crazy, you just send faster. That's what you're telling us right now. Like because you're fucking off
he's
your
just,
rocker, like you could train 7 times faster.
he's using the Naruto logic with the shadow
Yeah,
clones, then training
yeah, that was
again.
some straight Naruto logic right there. And he didn't even have to make physical clones; he did it in his head.
Yeah.
It,
I'm not gonna lie, just Sensui man, he changed the game. He changed the game of the whole villain. Like it was more of a fight this guy, fight this guy, fight this guy, fight this, and then fight this team, fight this
the,
guy. Then
the,
this.
the thing
And it
that
was,
was so surreal was like when he switched between personalities. When he went
oh
from
my
like that,
gosh.
like the chill one, to the one that had the gun. When he shot
Oh
Yusuke and then
yeah.
he just started talking shit, he was just like, "You little pussy" or
He
whatever.
was,
I was just like,
yeah, he's throwing
"Yo,
shots. He was
yo,
throwing
like
shots
no
at him.
way." No, like no, he didn't just come at Yusuke like that. Like he was just like, "Yo, is that all you got, you little bitch?" Like he was just, dude.
And then like
It was so real.
and then finally the real Sensui comes up. It comes out of nowhere. And it's like, damn, like, and
And then
that
when
really got epic
when the
moment.
real one came, you knew it was just like, oh, he's about to wreck
Yeah,
Yusuke. Like
he got
you
the
knew
business.
Yusuke was gonna get wrecked no matter how they went about it because you seen all these like bootleg personalities were doing it, and then the other one was so much more calm. He was just
Yeah,
like the other one came out and he was just like, all right, he just like started
yeah.
dusting himself off. He was just like,
He's
he
out.
was
He was
just
like it
like,
was at
all
home.
right,
He was comfortable. He was confident.
yeah. He started like taking his
He was
shirt off
like,
and he told the guy he was like, give me my other shirt, and he put his other
yeah.
shirt on and he was just like, all right, Big Papa's here now.
And then funny thing is like, cause it
He
was such
tried
a
to shake.
epic moment.
The sick
Even
thing
Yusuke,
was like he pulled a Godfather move. Like he walked up to him and he was just like, shake
oh
my
yeah,
hand. And then UK tried to disrespect him like
he's
homie,
like
and then he
nah,
was just like
yeah.
he just
He knocked him down, and then he
he
shook his
dicked
hand.
Yusuke, picked up his hand and was just like shake my hand, boy.
Oh
Like
my gosh, epic. And then that epic moment was when Kuwabara uses the Dimension Sword in slow motion when they both are going at each other. It's like, damn. Even Yusuke knew he was dead. He smiled like Kuwabara, and then he turned his head like,
every successful shonen has to have a samurai for me to just
oh my
really love it. Like, don't get me
gosh.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. You're gonna have shows like Hunter x Hunter. I don't know if there's any relevant samurais or anything like that, but What's his name was
There's one
hella
lady
hype
in it.
before they the guy that had the sights before they did him wrong. Oh, dude, that's another one, dude. Oh my god, dude.
I think
Um,
there's one dude
dude,
in the Phantom Troupe.
what?
What's his name?
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. He does have one. So
Yeah,
he does, and he was a sixth samurai too. He was just like he got
yeah.
down.
He's in
He
his
gets
he's
down.
zone.
He has the little sidestep and stuff. He does the flash step like Ichigo. He's like,
Like Bleach, yeah.
yeah, he gets out.
No,
He does it.
yeah.
If you could do a flash step, you're in. You know,
Yo,
you're
when
in.
they
If
first
you,
introduced, I don't want to get too much into Bleach, but when they first introduced Flash Jump, I was like,
that's
yo,
hype. Hype.
Yorichi going in. Yo, I was like, yo, okay. She taught him that. She taught Byakuya that Flash Jump.
Hell yeah, that shit was hype. Hype. But
But
yo,
people say
on
what do you think about the similarities between Yu Yu Hakusho and Bleach? People always
um,
compare them.
I think people try to make the connection because of the spirit world. That's the biggest connection we're gonna get is the spirit world, and that like
Mhm,
they have a similar hierarchy of something like King Yemma, because like
mhm,
essentially if you were to put it in perspective, within Bleach, the Soul King is kind of like King Yemma, but not really. In my personal opinion, the closest aspect you can put Yu Yu Hakusho to is Dragon Ball Z, but just more complex
mhm.
because Dragon Ball Z even has a King Yemma as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have King Yemma on both worlds. And, I mean,
Mhm.
the only difference is that you have Koenma in one and not in the other. But they even work on the same jurisdiction of having like the spirits that are taken away and da 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 da. Like because
It's both.
like
Everything was like, yeah, they're pretty
well,
much the
so
same people.
well yeah, so because this is the thing, like in Dragon Ball Z, they don't
Mhm.
have necessarily a Grim Reaper, but they have I can't remember her name right now. Her name's like Bobo or something like that though. But they have the witch that on the
She
orb,
can travel
and
back.
and
She
she
can
can travel back
travel.
and forth between the two. So I mean,
Mhm,
it works the same way. She has the same equivalent power.
mhm,
Because even though like Botan is considered the Grim Reaper, she's always
mhm.
hanging out with Yusuke. She's not sitting there taking souls back and forth.
Towards the end, Botan was just being like she was more of a comedic character. Like she was always killing me.
She was the side chick, bro. She
Yeah.
was like, I like blue
He's
hair.
thinking about
Your,
it.
your hair blue,
he's, he's like, I don't know, Keiko. Oh man,
bruh. And shows like that too. It's so like, all right, keep it real. Like, can one writer just keep it 100? One writer, like, keep it
you
one
stay
fucking
with.
hundred. Like, you're not choosing these side bitches over the real one. Like, bro, you're not choosing Keiko over Botan. No,
Oh my gosh,
no,
yo, I'm not
you're
gonna lie.
you're not choosing fucking all these other side hoes. Like, it's stupid. Like, dude, like,
Like I don't know. Has there been an anime that kept it real?
like
From
the
one.
I give the one thing I give Naruto props. At least he got laid, he got a kid, like he kept it real.
You
Like
got both.
and the other one that kept it Dragon Ball kept it a little real too. Like with Chi Chi, but Chi Chi's a little wild. I don't know about
Yeah,
how real that is. Honestly,
the way even it was set
honestly,
up, Goku was like,
Bulma would
whatever.
have been way better. Bulma
Goku
would
was
have
like,
been
what?
way sicker because like Bulma was trying to throw it at Goku from day one. Day
Yeah, true,
one,
true.
Bulma was trying to throw it at Goku. She was just like, for your Dragon Ball, So
I'll
it's
do
like that would have
anything.
been way better fix. But anyways,
Bama got around here. She got a
yeah,
Yamcha. She
Bulma,
got.
bro. In the first couple episodes,
Yeah.
Bulma like she flashes Master Roshi, thinking that she has panties on, and she
Oh
doesn't.
my gosh.
So Master
That's
Roshi's
where she
seen that.
just go Sanji.
Master
Speak
Roshi's
blood.
seen that, and then on top of that, there's another episode later on when first meeting like the pig what's his name
Oh,
Arlong
he transformed into her,
um
and he
yeah transferred into the
when he
belly.
showed he
Yeah,
flashed.
yeah, it shows the tits. Yeah, so Master Roshi has seen all of Bulma. So
Master Roshi's Oolong. You gotta thank
Master
Oolong for
Roshi, yeah, Arlong, yeah, Oolong. There you go. Fucking, I wanted to say Arlong. I've been watching so much fucking One Piece. I was gonna say Arlong.
that.
Um, Master Roshi's hype, bro. And that's another thing. Yeah,
Put on the
I'm
corner
gonna say
show.
I'm just gonna say that in one of my One Piece videos. But Master Roshi connects to One Piece. We'll just say that. All right.
Oh,
So
really? Okay, I want to see this.
yeah, I'll say that in one of my next One Piece videos. But so um, coming more into the close of the Yu Hakusho thing, so it doesn't go too long. Um,
Mhm.
with Yu Hakusho overall, like rating wise, for me, it's easily a 9 out of 10. The only reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because I
Mhm.
feel like the fourth arc was rushed, and on top of that,
100%.
um, I didn't feel that any of the arcs outdid each other. While they were all good, They didn't
Mhm.
outdo each other. And while some people might say that's a great thing,
Mhm.
I don't think so. I would always feel like there should be that one special arc. Like for me, like that's how it was with Rurouni Kenshin, and that's why it's like my second favorite series because like even though I like the entire series, the last arc is amazing. Like the last arc just like it closes it. Like the last arc is like this was done. You know, it was written well. Like I don't only few shows do I feel like they leave you still wanting more. And that's kind of how I felt with Yu Hakusho. Like it was such a cliffhanger. Like it didn't even feel like the show ended. Like on the
Mhm.
very last episode, it was like, so do I see you next week?
That's why I
Like
was so sad. You're like,
because it
oh,
was
we're
like
never
yeah, it
gonna
was
see
just
this
like
again.
all we did get the wrap up with Keiko and all that like
Mhm.
nonsense, but like I didn't want to wrap up with Keiko. I wanted to see him become the king. Like that was it was like I got cheated on what I was expecting. So that's where it was
Yeah,
like that's my little like you lose a point for that. Like that's why you're
yeah.
9 out of 10.
They had like it just it all felt kind of rushed, to be honest. But all in all, like my opinion on this is like you're right. It's a 9 out of 10. Like the last arc, it might not be the best, but like, and let me ask you a question. Which one is do you favor more? The Sensui arc, the Black Chat of Black, or the Dark Tournament? If you had to pick.
So if I had to rate one on quality, for
Hmm.
me, I feel like the Sensui arc was done better. But
Hmm.
honestly, on rewatchability, I prefer watching the Dark
The
Tournament because
Yeah,
I like
for
for
enjoyment
example like
wise,
if I'm going
I say
like
yeah, you're
yeah the
right. For
Dark
enjoyment,
Dark
Dark
Tournament
Tournament.
because like if I'm just gonna lay down like for example I almost and I don't want to have to like read subtitles because most of the things that I watch we have subs.
But
If I'm
yeah,
gonna put something English dub on, I'll just throw Yu Hakusho on because I've watched every episode so many times that without looking at the screen, I know it's on there. Like,
mhm,
so I just throw it on. Like, I'll be like episode 37. Episode 37 is when he fights the guy with the paint, the master of disguise.
mhm,
Episode 38 is when he fights the ice master. 39 and so forth.
mhm,
Like I know all the episodes by heart with Yu Hakusho, so it's like yeah.
definitely. Same that just for I choose the Dark Tournament over just for enjoyment wise. But if you really want to get into like psychological and stuff like that, it's Sensui's arc it offered more to be honest. And the setup for the next arc was pretty good. So when they brought into the demon world, I'm like, damn. So yeah,
And
to be honest.
excluding the Yusuke fights because the Yusuke fights are obviously the best ones, more or less. Um, what was your favorite fight, excluding all Yusuke fights?
If I'm excluding all use case fight, I gotta say, remember the hiei versus what's that dude named the vice? He's on Team Toguro. He's been trying to beat Toguro.
Bui?
Fui, yeah, Fui. Yeah,
Right.
Fui versus hiei was
Yeah,
my
Bui is a beast with his armor and
yeah
all that. Yeah,
yeah him versus hiei. Wow, I was never been shocked and all like that was amazing to be honest. I really enjoyed that. And then
it was
hiei
really dope too because I thought he was gonna
absorbing
be more of like a juggernaut, and then
mhm,
he was like he took his armor off and he
he
was
was
more of like
just
an aura based
gangster.
character, which was really cool.
Mhm. He just jumping up and he tanked the Dragon of Darkness Flames, like, and then after he had
That
to
was
absorb it.
hype when he returned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only one reason too that you could like put Hiei on the level with Kurama because honestly, prior to that, I don't think that
Mhm.
Hiei is as strong as Kurama. Like
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
like prior to him getting the ability of the Darkness Flame, because even like when he was using it the other times, he was like losing control of his arm. Like after like the very first time he used it, like if they would have fought after that, he would have just got raped.
You know what's cool too? That remember when he was getting his Chagan eye surgery,
Hmm.
and I said that you would lose like a lot of your power if you get this surgery, and
Hmm.
it was kind of like explained to how he lost in the beginning to Yusuke. They they explained it how he lost a lot of his power. Like he was
Yeah.
down to a less like maybe 50% of his power is gone because of that Jogan eye surgery. It takes time for it
Well,
to
that's
get
what I'm saying.
healed.
Like, there's logic behind like the Yusuke fights. Like if, for example, when they first meet Tagoro, they like Tagoro lets them win and then comes back and is like, "Yo, you're
Yeah.
gonna fight me." Like that
And he
was
uses
like
his 20%, just punks him. That street
yeah,
alley, that parking lot. That was epic.
that was the parking lot mode where he was just like he waited for
Yeah.
Yusuke after work and he was just like, "Yo,"
About to go down.
he was just like, "Yo, Yusuke."
I heard you talking, yo. I heard you were talking, yo. Bryce every
Like I
single
heard you talking to my girl, Yusuke. Like,
breaks every single pillar.
he just tried to stunt on him, dude.
And the funny thing is, he broke every single pillar, and then he still saved him, yo. Left him alive, yo,
Bruh, that was
from the thing collapsing.
like Goro was that nigga that just like disrespects you. Like he just wanted to stun on you and show you how much bigger he was than you. Like he would just be like, "This is 80% of my strength because I'm sicker than you." Like he can never just kill you. Like he can never just be like, "You're dead."
He's
Like
on
he
the
always just be
HG.
like,
Yeah.
"This is 30% of my strength." Like
Let's talk about his brother, the elder to Goro.
yeah, and his elder brother was just like this creeper asshole. Like the entire course of the series, he's just like on his shoulder the whole time, like this. Like what are you doing, fool? Like
Yeah,
he's
definitely, man. That
tripping.
was hilarious. It's like, but his brother was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, his brother was hyped in like the dart tournament. But in the Sensory arc, it was just
Bro,
what Kurama did to him in the Sensory arc.
in the sense
He
we are,
turned
my nigga Kurama is just, he gave him the dick. He was just like, bro,
oh
like,
my
I'm so
god,
sick of
take
you,
it.
creeper ass. Like, you just keep coming up. I told you last time. Like, Kurama's a G. He was like, what did I tell you last time?
Yeah. Oh my
What did I? He's
gosh.
like one of those people to start quoting. He pulled a Samuel L. Jackson on him. He was like, what did I tell you? He was like, say what again? He just,
Pulp
oh my
Fiction on him, huh?
god. Yeah, he went hard on him. Oh my
Greatness, man.
god.
I'm not like Kurama had a lot of great moments. Like,
Kurama was like low, even though like hiei was built up as like the badass. Like Kurama
yeah,
was the cruel one. He was the one that would do you
yeah.
like so dirty, like because like hiei would just kill you,
Rose whip.
like yeah, he would like with thorns and shit, like rip your head off and like your guts and shit, and like what, like like he was on some other
Crazy.
shit. The plants, all the like the man eating plants and stuff like that, like oh man, they got
Oh my
real.
goodness, like it got real.
It got real. Like when the announcers were just like, I can't
Let's get
move.
out of here.
Yeah, they were just like, I'm not part of this. You know, they were just nervous.
Yo, like, how about we don't talk about same beast mini arc that much. How do you feel about that arc? Uh,
The same. Go ahead.
and I was asking, how do you feel about that arc? I want to hear your thoughts on it. Me, I was like, just it was all right. To be honest, I really loved the last fight. The last fight was pretty epic with Yusuke versus what's his name? Uh, yeah,
Are you talking about the main one?
yeah, the main one, the guy who can like
Suzaku?
do multi. Yeah, he can do. Yeah. So he can do like he's the one playing the flute. He can do like a bunch of clones,
Mhm.
and Yusuke fighting him, and like this, that was epic moment, epic moment, epic.
Yeah, you have with the Saint Beast, you have Suzaku's the leader. You have
Mhm.
Seryu of the ice or whatever his name is, the dragon.
He worked him.
Yeah, fucking, he got D'd up. Everybody, we'll get to that second. You got Bayako, which is the lion or whatever, the liger guy that fucking
Yeah,
Kuwabara gets down with.
Dustin.
And then you have
Yeah, and then
Genbu, the big old rock guy that fucking is kind of like Pika from One
Kurama.
Piece. That
Oh yeah.
Kurama just dicks up real quick. So, and that's how you know his rose whip is sick. His rose whip
Yeah.
is sick. It just cuts
Oh,
through
yeah.
stone.
It's
Like,
legit. I'm not gonna lie. When I seen him fight,
what
when
plant beats stone?
I see him beat Karasu, I'm like, yo, he's legit. I'm like, that's when I seen Kurama was legit. Base form. He was dusted and he
Bro,
still
hey,
did.
but Karusu was so hyped because everybody was scared of him, bro. Like going into
Oh my
it,
gosh.
like he was just like he was doing the flash
Yeah.
steps for sure. He was just like and then he'd be behind him and he was just
I thought he would be fighting.
he would pull that like that Hisaku stuff or Hisaka stuff like from Hunter x Hunter. He'd be like, I like your hair. Like he would just be like bro, like why are you on my neck like that?
Swing.
Like,
Yeah, but I thought he would be. I thought he.
that
He would be
Hisoka
fighting.
move, that was just
I thought he.
that's
I
where
thought he'd be
Hisoka
fighting
for me
EA.
comes from. You know how like Hisoka's like that? Like to me, he got that from how he wrote Karasu, like just that weirdness where he's just like on him, like bro, he would like
and
because he would
since
tell
he's
right yeah Sensui because he would tell what's it called Kurama, like when they were fighting, he was like, I don't want to hurt your face. He's like, that's the one thing I'm gonna save. He's like, when I kill you, I'm gonna save your face so I can just remember you. Like what? You mean you're gonna remember me? I'm gonna be dead on yourself or something?
But no, he took Hisoka to another level. Like Hisoka was like, these are two kids. Like,
Oh
like
no,
I'm not like,
Hisoka's like a borderline chomo, bro. Like that fool's on some other stuff, bro. Like I'm sorry, like he's a cool character, but anybody that's their favorite character, you need to rethink your favorite characters. Like,
yeah, like he's like I'm not gonna lie, I regret that he was not in the Chimera Ant arc.
if
Because like
Hisoka's your
he
favorite
was
character
there.
in Hunter x Hunter, you're like the kid that like tortures the kids. Like you might have a problem.
The man said he was getting turned on by walking behind Hikon and Killua.
Yeah, that he's like always taking these like weird shower scenes, and then he's always just standing out there like
swing,
bro. Like Hisoka's always just like this nigga's always just like he just thinks like This nigga thinks that he's just stunned, bro. He's on his Brad Pitt. Like
He's
nobody has
taking.
touched Hisoka. Like he's living in like hotels with all this money, like killing people on the 80th floor of these towers or whatever the fuck. Like, oh,
with
this nigga, bro.
ease.
This nigga. Hisoka's on another one, and he would just be sitting in the hallway like with the dark aura, and he was just like,
Oh, that was epic.
He's like, I've been waiting for you. Like what?
I'm not gonna lie, he's
If I
borderline.
was gone, I'd be like, bro, I'm about to get a restraining order on you. Like I don't even
I
feel
questioned it.
comfortable.
I questioned Hisoka a lot of times when I was watching Attack on Titan. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Especially in the beginning. I was like,
Like if Karasu would have been through the whole show, that would have been too hype. Like if the whole time he would have just been following Kurama around, like I really like your red hair, Kurama.
I thought Karasu Kurama, like your locks.
Yeah,
So
like them
I
locks.
thought even one time people thought that Kurama was like in the last episode, people thought Kurama was Kurama's girlfriend or something like that. In the last episode, I was like, whoa, bruh. Even Kurama was like, bruh, yo, chill. That's one of my friends, man. He's a dude. Yeah, but yo,
Bruh, chill. That's how you know. That's how you know. That's how you know Kurama looks mad nice. That nigga's got swag for days. Swag for days. Like, oh my god.
You know what's funny? Cause I'm not gonna lie, I thought Karasu was gonna fight Hiei in the beginning. When I first saw Karasu, I thought because with the flash time, I thought it would be like a Hiei fight. But when I saw it, like it turned out way better with Karasu fighting Kurama and Bui fighting Hiei. Because like, wow, and the fights we got with those two fights, epic, straight epic.
Oh yeah. And then okay. All right. So going back into the Saint Beast. Now, the very first one, Genbu, he was fucking gay. We don't got to talk about him. He was a stone faggot. The Liger thing, that was cool. So
yeah, that was cool.
Mayako, or whatever his name was, So this was cool because up to this point, Kubar really is just talk. Like he hasn't proven himself. He's just another thing Yusuke has to clean up. Yusuke's like, yo, I got this, and Kubar is always nah, fuck that. This is my turn. And like everybody's like, no, bro, like you can't do this.
I can't handle this. Yeah,
just let us help you. Don't gotta be prideful. And he's like, nah. He's like, if you come over here, I'm gonna turn my sword on you. Like you stay over there. And so he goes into it, but even through that, he has like that comic relief fighting where it's like he's not strong enough to do it yet, so he's just like bobbing and weaving, trying to figure it out. And then like there's always he's rolling with it, he's winging it. And then this guy creates all these little fucking turtle like shit things that are chasing him. And then like as they start chasing him, he comes up with a plan. Like he's like, I'm a shish kebab him. And then like he just shish kebabs him. That was awesome. That was brilliant because like the thing that really is cool about Yu Hakusho is prior to them beginning like these power ups or character development, they actually use their brain to win fights. Like they outsmart people like strategically, like through different scenarios. Like for example, when Yusuke first met Hiei, even though Hiei was not that strong, Yusuke still had to outwork him mentally to beat him. Like it was a struggle. Like he worked like they were cases. Like he was the spirit detective. He had to work these cases. Like it wasn't as simple as like he just went and fought somebody. Like he had to outsmart them. Like these were demons. They had history and stuff. Yeah, like originally Kurama was his opponent. You got to think Kurama's way smarter than Yusuke. So like that was like a big thing right there that he was able to win that mentally. Like and then and then going back into Seryu. So to me this was like one of those hype moments where you're expecting like this is like a straight fairy tale thing where you're thinking like it's super hype. Like they're like, oh yeah, this character's so badass. He's so and so of the wind and the ice and all this other shit. He's gonna fuck niggas up.
Fail.
And then Hiei comes in and he's like thunder dragon roar. Just like whatever bullshit that Natsu does. I don't even read that shit anymore.
Oh yeah,
whatever he does.
When did you drop it?
Like a long time ago. Like right when they started doing like when they started doing like that God of War stuff right around that time.
Oh, that's like a couple chapters ago.
No, not that then. What I stopped reading was the no. So I've seen up to the anime of the everything that happened with what's that fucker's name? The other dragon slayers that showed up now with the white and black hair or whatever the fuck.
Rogue.
Sting and Rogue and all them, whatever their names.
The Grand Magic Games.
Yeah, so I seen some of that to the anime. I stopped watching the anime, and I tried to read a couple chapters, like a little bit after that, and then it just, I don't know, it was stupid.
I'll give
I
you
don't even know.
advice. The
I don't.
the arc,
I don't
the
even know
Grand
where I'm
Magic
at in that
games.
no more. I don't. I don't. I
The,
consider. I don't.
the
I consider myself just lost in it. I just. I'm not. I'm not current. I
yeah,
don't know. I
the
don't
Grand
care.
Magic games was pretty much
It
not.
was
It was not. It was
like
not the best. Let's say that.
in my head. It was canceled. I just. I don't know.
But yo, the next arc after that's the best arc of Fairy Tail. Should say that. All Fairy Tail like they ever had. So
Like maybe when I have nothing else to do,
yeah, just
like
watch. Just read.
I'll check it
I,
out.
I
But
I recommend reading
there's so many other great shows right now.
because like you know
I
why
need
that
to
arc
watch
is so
like I
good.
need to
That
watch
arc after.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like I'll probably watch Gintama before I watch fucking Fairy Tail.
Yo,
Like
watch Gintama right now. I'm telling you right now, Gintama will it's up there for me now. I'm not even halfway done. It's up there. Let's just say that. And people say like moments in the manga will make you cry, and I'm like I'm not even at these moments. I'm already getting
well
hyped.
for me
Like
it seems so like parody based and I'm not like
no, like
I don't
watch
like troll things. Like I don't into that.
you watch the first 30 episodes. Trust me. If you can sit through a
That's a
700
lot
episodes,
to be like watch the first 30 episodes.
if you can sit through 700 episodes of One Piece, I think you can sit through Gintama for a bit. It's entertaining to be honest. I was entertained by my watches. The first 30 episodes are not that bad. Just like you got it just
No.
it's all about your patience. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not
All
gonna lie. I
right.
recommend it to you. Like
So
it's up there for like right now. It's up there for me for One Piece. Like
let
Hunter
me
x
ask you
Hunter.
this.
It's already in there. Yeah.
Suzaku.
Mhm.
Suzaku.
Yeah.
What was the biggest thing for you with Suzaku? Like was it that like going into him and Yusuke fighting, like just analyzing the fight from start to finish, what was like what did you what stood out to you, I guess? Like being the first time
What
you
stood out to
watched
me
it.
was like what stood out to me was Yusuke getting dusted the whole time. Like I was like, oh my god, because everyone else before that pretty much had a except Kuwabara, but Kuwabara he's still that was pretty great for Kuwabara to defeat wasn't it Byoka? But like
Yeah.
I thought Yusuke would have a better time, an easier time than what he had. Like Yusuke had a pretty a difficult time fighting Suzaki.
So seeing it as close as everybody else's fights where you were surprised to see the big power gap in Suzaku in comparison.
Yeah, definitely. I was surprised. I was like, whoa, this guy's bringing out Shadow Clone Jitsus and stuff. Like this guy's the real deal. Okay, I see him playing grinding. So I was like, yo, bring it on, yo. See if Yusuke can handle this. And that's when even like when they go up the stairs and everything and they see Yusuke pretty much done. Like Yusuke was done. Like
Well, so
and
see, this is something that is not isn't like ever like made a big deal, but it's actually to me it's something to note. Suzaku is
mhm.
actually considered a low level B demon,
B.
and yeah, and
Wow.
and Toguro is considered a high level B demon, but they're still both B. So that means they're within relatively the same power level, and we've seen Suzaku go all out. So that was to me
Mhm,
like a big thing, and this is like you can check the Wikipedia and everything on this because I know this for a fact. Um,
mhm,
he because within his group, Genbu is a D. Like Genbu is
mhm,
weak as fuck.
mhm.
And then the other ones, Byaku, Seryu, and Suzaku. No, not Suzaku. Suzaku is the main one. Just the other two, they were C's, and then Suzaku's a B.
Mhm. B. I'm surprised though. Like that's the thing about Yu Hakusho. Like they're bringing all these letters out of nowhere. I'm like, whoa, damn.
We'll see, like, because this is
Like,
how it's referenced. This is how it's referenced. Like,
mhm,
it states it like this. Like, so all the people that they fought, like Seryu and all them, they
mhm,
were considered C's, and they were pretty much easily handled. And Yusuke is considered a lot stronger than them. So Yusuke
mhm,
is considered at that point to be either a high level C or a low
mhm,
level B, either however you want to give him. But no
mhm,
matter what, if that's what you give him, then you would have to give Suzaku being a low level B, no matter what, because he dusted Yusuke.
mhm.
So that's how that kind of works out. Like there's not an official rating for Suzaku, but that's what it says. It even speculates it like that. Like if you were to read it, it'd be like, I'll pull it up. I have it on my thing. It says Suzaku was a very low B class demon due to him being able to easily outclass Yusuke while using only one hand and a damaged antenna, who at the time was
But
a
wasn't
middle.
after the Dark Tournament arc? Wasn't hiei and Kurama lower B?
After the demon arc, yeah.
So they were the same as Suzaku after the Demon Art tournament.
Well, no, they were. If anything, no, they were stronger than that. They were high level B because at the end of everything with Toguro, they're all considered
No,
the same strength as Toguro. Toguro was a level B, but
I thought they
but
were both B or just lower B.
huh?
I thought they were both B but lower B. My bad.
So this is what happens. They're B, and then during the course of everything that happens with Yusuke, and then they start because Yusuke dies essentially. They give them another power boost, and because he says that he's like that's one of them traits when your leader can bring strength. He makes mark of it kind of thing, and basically he says how they're on the borderline of going into being A level demons. So that implies that they were B plus prior to that. And Toguro when they mentioned Toguro, they said he was a B plus. So that means that they were the same level as Toguro at the end of that arc. But that means that they were pushing into A, and but going into the fourth arc, everybody is pretty much S rank demons. So they go a lot farther than that. Towards the very end of the series, I still do believe that Yusuke is the strongest character. I think that he just, based on the way it played out, the fights and all that stuff, he burnt out. The two strongest player, the way that they did it was written really well. The two strongest characters basically canceled each other out before the main fight, and so it just allowed whoever was there to win. And it was just a matter of chance. Like the guy that actually won, the guy that was a friend of Rise, he was just like a demon friend. I don't remember his name, but he became the king. He was just a big old red guy.
He looked like
a devil. He pretty much looked like a devil.
Yeah, and he had his wife. His wife loved Ryzen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. He got like sloppy seconds, but he was cool with it. He didn't even matter. Like it was all good. Like he was like, yeah, this is my boy Ryzen's girl, but he didn't want her. So I was just like, yo, like it was just like what?
I'll take it.
Like he was down.
She was down, yo. She was a dime, yo. He's like, I don't give a crap.
Yeah, he was just like, yo, bro. He was like, yo,
that's a steal, man.
He was like, that's the J-Lo of the demon world, bro. He was like, I'll take her. And his name is Enki, by the way, or Enkai, however you want to say it. E-N-K-I.
It was pretty epic when they all Ryzen's friends showed their power. They're like, and they're like, I don't know, like, yo, Yusuke was like, what the hell? These guys are the real deal. They're all on the same strength as Ryzen, yo.
Yeah, that's what was funny. It was like they showed up and they almost looked like that one squad that was like, all right, look at these old fools trying to show up. These fools are like, no.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, nah, we still got it. Like they
flossed
so quick.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, I see you.
Like, I see you and I'll raise you.
Yeah. It was definitely
great. That was definitely great.
But definitely the great thing about this, is anybody that's watched this series or anybody that comes in here and watches this discussion, you can enjoy it. The rewatchability, the laughs, the greatness, that's what, makes us a 9 out of 10. I'm sure anybody that, I don't know how this probably might not get as many views as like the One Piece videos or in these other live streams that I'm going to do.
Who cares?
But essentially, who cares? Because the people that comment below, I know they all loved this show. They all had a great time. And honestly, I had a better time with this show than most of the people that are going to watch One Piece week to week. Most of them fucking ran on how they don't like the show and stuff like that. Every single one of these episodes, you had a great time. Like, you wanted to watch the next one, and you wanted to watch the next one. And you there was never no time you were like, I didn't really get enough out of this one. Like, no.
like when I was making reviews for this, I was getting like maybe 30 views, 20 views, but I didn't give a crap because like just people who were commenting down or actually watching the videos, just to see them,
the enjoyment and interaction that you're gonna get with the classics of these, these classics, like
definitely amazing. Definitely, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so for sure, and like before we wrap this up at all, one thing that I want to close in on is that going into we went through the first arc, second arc, third arc, and fourth arc. The only thing that we didn't really go over was Genkai. Now, Genkai out because
we can. There's Gokai right there. Gokai.
Yeah, she's the Gokai. She's the OG. She's the Roshi. She's it.
Wow, her relationship with Toguro. Wow, such a complex relationship right there. Like, what the hell?
Now everything from the very beginning with Genkai was amazing because she actually opens up the very beginning arc. Even though we do see them fight the same beast, and that's a big part of that, she trains Yusuke to fight the same beast. Prior to that, Yusuke is a fucking kid that like fights on the streets. He's a street fighter still. And when he comes to Genkai, she turns him out. She's like, yo, you think you're tough?
Time to get to work.
You think you're tough? She was like, let me show you, kid. Let me show you what tough is where I come from. And it was like, it was on
Greatness.
some next level shit because she was like she would get the spirit energy and they were standing on like spikes and shit and she was just like stay there for 24
And
hours like
and
shit
she
like
would
that like she didn't give a
and she
fuck
would piss him
and,
off. She
yeah
would piss him
and she
off.
would
Yeah.
intentionally try to fuck with him
You are
and then
fucking. You like I'm you would be screaming, you fucking bitch, or something like that.
she
You'd
would
be
always be
screaming that.
smoking the cigarettes and then
Oh my
the
god.
goat move that you can always question whether she did it or not on purpose is like during the very first fight when she's fighting the guy that has the senses and he's a wrestler and then she throws the cigarette out there like she's like supposedly just throwing it out there. It's like did
Yeah.
she just throw that or did she really try to help
It
Yusuke
was
win that fight because
yeah.
that's the key factor of why he actually wins right there. And
He's a light.
if he doesn't win that first fight, everything changes.
It's,
The whole show doesn't even happen.
yeah, it's just over. Your kid does not succeed.
His neck is
Failure. He
broken or
won't
something,
return.
Yeah.
Kuwabara dies in the next fight.
And then
Because that fight,
that's what was really cool was like when the first demon that he got to I can't remember his name exactly off the top of my head, but it starts with like an R. Um, uh,
Rando.
yeah, Rando. There you go. Pretty much when the first time he gets to him, like he was fucking badass too. He would like every reveal you get that's like a villain, it's never disappointing. It's not like oh he's not that tight. Like it's always just like oh shit. Like they
Like
bring
no
it
one would
like
like say, "Oh, don't suspect Rando." Like from the beginning, he's just a little small kid, a guy with bald head. Like he thought this guy's the famous Rando. And then when he brought out the reveal, yo, he brought it out big time. He was like, "Yo, this is Rando right here. Kuwabara, get that work.
mhm.
Kuwabara was done." And then Yusuke had to jump in, like Yusuke had to jump in like this
Yeah,
time.
and Kuwabara got that work good. Like he had him in his hands and he was just like ha ha. He was just like
Oh,
you're not
like
that tough.
breaking bone,
Like
breaking elbows.
he was just fucking with him. He was just like huh, and then oh it was he was just playing with him like a kid, and then Yusuke gets it down, and then Yusuke essentially this was this is what I liked coming into the beginning part of the arc was that like he won he basically won a lot of the first fights off of luck because one the cigarette that gets him past that fight, and then going into this fight he fell into the moss. The moss allowed him to dodge the attack, causing Ronda's attack to come back and hit him, and that's how he won
Definitely.
the fight.
Hmm.
So it was just sense of luck, and it was basically like to me it was like a full circle of luck because he started off with really bad luck because he essentially died for no reason. In the very beginning of the story when he sacrificed himself to save this kid, when Botan comes, she tells him that like the kid wasn't even gonna die. The car was gonna swerve out of the way. That was never
That
gonna
was some
happen.
real stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically he did that for no reason. His one good act, his one pure moment to redeem himself was basically pointless.
No. Yeah.
So that being said, it was good to see the full circle of basically karma. Like he started off with shitty luck and then came with good luck, and then so he would have good and bad. It was never like consistently one way. Like with a lot of characters when they write it, like it's really plot driven, and so like if it's like despair, then it's constant despair, or if it's good, then it's constant good. An example would be like Akame got killed. When it was bad, it was always bad, and it was just always bad, and then the show ended like mediocre. Like okay, we kind of won, and then like
Mhm.
fucking with like shows like Dragon Ball Z was just like we get stronger, we get stronger, and then you just can't touch us, and then it's
It's over. So only if you're not saying, get the hell out of the way.
yeah, like so there's differences in that. So the good thing with Yusuke is it always kept it real. Like no matter what, there was always that sense of like if he slipped or he fucked up, like the other person could win. He was never god tier throughout the whole series. He's
Definitely.
never god tier compared to his opponents.
His plot armor was really really small.
Yeah,
Which
but
every main character has a plot. Like they're the main character. But like this dude died twice, so like it's one of the least, like one of the smallest plot armors in history. Like the amount of fights he had, the difficulty in each fight was amazing.
oh yeah. Overall, you said you wanted to give it a 9 out of 10. Was there anything else you wanted to say before we wrap this up?
Just basically like if you want a show, like most of the shows, their dubs are not the best. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to watch the Japanese ones, the English subs. So like if you want a show, you don't have to read the subtitles. You just want to chill, watch them with pretty good fights, and like just a story that not like 500 episodes or 300 episodes. Story that's 100 episodes, which you will start to love, and like as you keep on watching, you're gonna really enjoy it. Just go watch Yu Hakusho if you haven't watched it. judging from my experience, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty amazing. Just watching it late nights, just watching on my phone because I'm a phone watcher. I don't watch on my computer, but when I'm watching on my phone, just watching it, just watching episodes. I'm like, yo, I gotta finish this arc, yo. I gotta finish this fight. I gotta finish this team. Like, it was pretty amazing. And just my recommendation, yeah, just watch it if you want to have just a chill show. Not gonna lie, that turns into amazing greatness, epicness, awesomeness. Yes,
Hell yeah. Is that all you got to say?
that's all I gotta say.
For sure. For me, I pretty much said a lot. So I only have very much one closing word. If you can't read this, it just says kurama.
Kurama.